With your main color, make a slip knot on your hook, like so, and chain as many chains as you need for your panel width. Okay, almost there. This is the first chain, or this is the first stitch, so don't worry. So insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. And then pull up a loop in each chain stitch all the way down. Just like this. Now, if you need some Tunisian crochet beginner tutorial, I have a video link in the description, and there's everything you need there. So you can familiarize yourself with that first, and then you can make this easy beginner's foam bag. All right, here we are. Now we have to do something called a return pass. So to do that, you yarn over and you just chain one, basically, like this, and then you yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops all the way down, but you're going to leave 2 loops on your hook so we can change colors. So pause the video, finish yarning over, and we will meet at the end. Bring in your second color, mine is white, make a slip knot on your hook and put it on. You can join your yarn however you want, but this is how I like to join it. Pull through those 2 loops and you just successfully added your second color. Now we're going to Tunisian knit stitch, so insert your hook in between those 2 bars right there, so right in between. Insert your hook. Now for your first color, make sure you put the yarn over the top of your hook so you can lock it in like that. Okay, very good. There's too many colors here. Now yarn over and pull up a loop. You locked it in. Very good. Okay, now you're going to insert your hook in between those 2 bars. That's the Tunisian knit stitch. And you will do that all the way down. So you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop all the way down, except we're going to work the last stitch a little differently. So pause your video, make your Tunisian knit stitch, and we will see what to do at the end. So we're almost at the end here. And now you're going to turn your work over to the side, and basically you see that V there, the two bars. You're going to insert your hook like so. Then you're going to pull up a loop and you're good. Okay, now we're going to return pass. So chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 all the way down. But again, you're going to leave the last 2 hoops unworked because we're going to bring in another color. All right, again, here we go. Let's add our second color, or our third color. Pull that color through the last 2 loops on your hook. Now, if you're only using 2 colors, you would just pick up your main color. Insert your hook in between those 2 bars as a Tunisian knit stitch, making sure to put your second color over your hook. Pull up a loop. Insert your hook and pull up a loop all the way down, just like we did in the second row. And again, the last stitch we're going to work exactly how we worked it on the second row. So pause the video if you need to. And here we are on our last stitch, so turn it over, insert between that V, and pull up a loop. Great, now let's return pass. So again, you chain 1, yarn over, and pull through 2 all the way down. but leave those last 2 stitches unworked, or those last 2 loops, sorry. So pause your video and we will meet at the end. So here's a new way to color change. So put that one color all the way to your right, bring up your next color, and simply pull it through the last 2 loops on your hook. So there are 2 different ways you can lock in your color. You can choose how you like it. Now, Tunisian knit stitch all the way down, excuse me. Okay, and you're just going to continue doing this. You're going to continue working Tunisian knit stitches, changing colors, and basically you're going to want to work the knit stitch all the way until you finish your panel. And on your last row, Tunisian knit stitch a little tightly, because for the very last row, we're going to work something called a bind off. And I will show you what that looks like. But if your last row is too loose, then you might have some holes and you won't like that. Here we are in our bind off row. So this is my very last row. So what you're going to do is insert your hook like you normally would for a Tunisian knit stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So basically you work a single crochet into the space where you would normally place a knit stitch. And this is called a bind off. And basically we're just closing up the holes there, because if you just leave those Tunisian knit stitches, you will have a hole. And that's the whole point of Tunisian crochet, I think. No holes. Okay, so just bind off all the way down. So place a single crochet in each Tunisian knit stitch all the way down. And then I'll show you how to work your last stitch. Ooh. Here we go, working all the way down. So in your last stitch, not there yet, but in your last stitch, you're going to work it the same way basically. Or you're going to insert your hook into that V, right? And then you're going to make a single crochet. Great, we're done. Now, fasten off. And so now you're going to repeat the same steps that you did for your first panel, and you are going to make a second panel. So go ahead, pause the video, make 2 panels, and we will meet. All right, our 2 panels are finished. So you need to make sure they're facing the right way. Then put the right sides facing together so that the wrong side is facing out. We're going to single crochet all the way around. So starting from the top left, working around the bottom and ending at the top right. If you are left-handed, you will do the opposite of this. Okay, so with a 5mm hook, you can use the same one or switch to a crochet hook. Bring in whatever color you want. I'm going to use my technically main color, my yellow. And in that bind off row right there, you're going to insert your hook into the first panel and then insert your hook into the corresponding stitch in the opposite panel. Okay, and so you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Oh, and of course you're going to have to put a slip knot on your hook first. So basically you're just going to single crochet the 2 panels together. I like to do this on bags because it makes the stitch, it makes the seam very strong. Okay, so if you need to, pause the video and just continue to match up the stripes, match up the colors, single crochet all the way down until you get to the end here, and I'll show you how to turn. Here's my last single crochet stitch, and this is what my seam looks like so far, just a bunch of single crochet stitches. All right, now to turn your work, you're just going to chain 1, and you're going to continue to place a single crochet in each stitch, in each corresponding stitch on both panels. So basically when you reach the end of the bottom portion of your panel, you will chain 1 and then work up the right side. So here I go, single crocheting all the way down. So pause your video if you need to, because after we finish seaming, we are going to make the strap. Okay, so like I said, continue at the corner, chain 1, and then you're going to just fasten off when you reach the end here. So pause your video, finish seaming, and we will... Alright, we finished seaming our panel. Now get your next color, for me that's white, and make a slip knot and put it on your hook. We're still using the 5mm hook. Okay, here I go. Now find that single crochet seam and count 2 stitches over to the right. If you're left-handed, you'll be counting from to the left. Okay, so now insert your hook into that stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull that loop through. So basically slip stitch it on. Here's our first stitch. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Insert your hook into the single crochet seam. Get that in there. It's a little tight. You might have to really use your fingers to shove your hook through, like me. Oh my gosh. Okay, yarn over, pull up a loop. And then you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and insert into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Great. Now we're going to return pass, but again, leave the 2 last loops on your hook unworked because we have to continue working the color pattern. So now I need to bring in my next color, so that for me is blue. So again, just like the main panel, we're going to put the slip knot on our hook and pull that color through the last 2 loops on the hook. Okay, and now we're going to Tunisian knit stitch into the next stitch. Put that yarn over the hook to lock it in and pull up a loop. Tunisian knit stitch into the next 2 stitches, and then in the last stitch you're going to insert your hook, how we do for every last stitch, and pull up a loop. Now return pass with your color, but leave the last 2 loops unworked and bring in your next color, or if you're just using 2, you'll bring in your main color. So again, put your slip knot on your hook, bring that yarn through the last 2 loops. Okay, continue your pattern. So I'm going to Tunisian knit stitch into the next 3 stitches. And then place my last stitch as I normally would, right? And then I'm going to return pass. And you're going to keep doing this until you reach the desired length. So pause the video and continue to do this and work your strap. I made my strap about 90 centimeters. You can make your strap as long or as short as you want. So just keep working this knit stitch all the way down, and when you are finished, I'll show you how to seam your strap to the other side. All right, I'll see you on the other end. Pause that video and we will meet there. My strap is finished, and you need to turn your work inside out so that the wrong side is facing out. And make sure your strap's wrong side is also facing out. And don't have it get tangled. Okay, so we are going to count 2 stitches to the left of that main single crochet stitch if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, I think you'll be going from the right side. Okay, so insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2. You just single crocheted. So we basically need to simultaneously seam it and do a bind off. Okay, I need to turn this around because I'm right-handed. So everyone who's right-handed will turn it around too. Insert your hook into the next stitch. And then on your strap, you're going to insert your hook like a Tunisian knit stitch, like this. But we're going to bind off. So make a single crochet. All right, now insert your hook into that single crochet seam. Again, it might be a little tricky, so shove your hook through there. If you noticed, I switched to another, just a regular crochet hook here. Okay, Tunisian knit stitch, but we're going to bind off. So, ooh, I slipped out of here. So let's try it again. Insert your hook, like a Tunisian knit stitch, pull up a loop, but make a single crochet for the bind off. And you're going to do that into the next 2 stitches. So insert your hook, and then this is the last stitch, so insert between that V and make a single crochet. And then fasten off and secure it really tight with a knot. Turn your work inside out, or right side out, and you can see that the seam is really nice right there. All right, let's see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. We are all finished. So congratulations, you finished your foam bag. If you're on Instagram, make sure to tag me, and thanks for watching.